my marked hand. Like I just have pretty much I pulled up my last 100 marked hands on merge, and I think I started going through some of these. And I don't think we've seen at least the first several. I don't think we've seen yet.
Alright, so this hand, you don't have a sample on anyone, and it's not an ICM spot.
Oh,
Nice.
I didn't know you wanted to do just ICM spots.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have those.
This is not good, Douglas.
No.
Dougie, Dougie, Dougie.
Um, yeah, I don't really.
Just run a filter for like high blind level. So keep this marked hands on and just do like big blind greater than whatever amount. I don't know, whatever signifies last two tables. Maybe 1600 or 2K, I don't fucking know.
Okay. Let's see.
Greater than.
Okay.
Sure. Save and apply. Replay all.
Shit, I think it was this one.
Nah, I think it was that one.
Yep. Oops.
Alright, so you have a 300 hand sample on Wild Eyed King.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Check out his, like, break down his stats, like, where do you think he's exploitable or whatever.
All right. Let me switch the HUD real quick. This isn't really the HUD that I use when I play. I don't know why it keeps going back to this one.
Your HUD reminds me of Legos or something. It's like a Lego, all the colors of the Legos.
It's pretty colorful. Uh, this one. Yeah, this. No. Where the hell did it go?
Why do you have a yoga HUD?
Oh, because that's the name of my laptop. God damn it.
You have a laptop called a yoga?
Yeah,
Such a hipster.
I know. You know what? I don't know what's going on here.
What the fuck's wrong with you, Doug?
I'll just go with this original one.
That's
Is
so
this?
ugly. Do you play with that?
No, I can't find the one that I play with. It's like it's not showing up.
If I just wanted someone to play terrible, I'd just give them that HUD. You could just take like, I
That
could
one I
take
just
Mike.
had up
Yeah,
before.
I could give that to like Mike McDonald, and his ROI would just drop to 0. You just never win again. That's how ugly it is.
I think this. Okay, here it is.
All right.
This
Jeez,
one's pretty ugly too, actually.
you need to work on your aesthetics. This shit's important.
It works for me.
All right.
Okay. So Wild King, how is he exploitable? Um, let's see. So let's pull this pop up.
Pop up up.
I was hoping to see. I wanted to look at just call two bet by position, but it's not on here.
Click a different stat on the HUD, and maybe it'll pop up.
No, I think this is the only pop up I have on here. Or I have. Oh, here we go. There it is.
Pretty flatty in the small.
Yeah. Not on the button though. Or so pretty flatty in the small line. So when you ask me how is he exploitable, do you mean just in general, or you mean in this spot?
Just in general, like what you would look at, like what we can try and exploit here.
Okay. Hmm. Um, he doesn't. He doesn't call three bets, which is interesting.
That's like I think
Call
that's
any three bet.
yeah. It might include cold calling three bets.
Oh yeah. That's like useless stat. Um, okay. Well, one thing I noticed pretty quickly without using the pop up is that he folds his blinds a lot.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I would definitely exploit that if I'm in like cutoff or button, deciding if I want to open.
Yeah. Look at his call two bet as well from the big blind. It's fuck. What was it? It's two of 20.
Oh
So
wow.
so yeah, we could be pretty confident in our reads and steal pretty damn wide, given both of those numbers.
And he three bets 6% from there. So he's holding quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, and his three bet versus he never three bets like he's yet to three bet a cutoff or button open. It looks like
Oh yeah, wow.
or
That's pretty
or small blind open.
yeah.
So when you're in cutoff or button, like pretty decent dude to steal verse. Problem is he flats small blind a bit too much.
Yeah.
Which is tricky. Let's see if we have any flop stats. Do you have any flop stats on this HUD?
I don't think so. Yeah, just right here that I have like the basic C bet flop,
Uh,
call C bet.
yeah, fold the C bet. Yeah, you just don't get a big enough sample in 300 hands, really. But anyways, he's pretty decent dude to steal on. And,
Yeah.
so yeah, pretty decent dude to steal on. And you could fold a lot when he three bets like your late position steal, it looks like.
Yeah,
Problem
definitely.
is problem is you have 8 big blinds, so can't really do anything.
Yeah.
So after all that, all this is useless. Anyways. Alright, so you have 9/8 suited here. Should you jam wider than Nash or tighter than Nash? Or should you just jam
Um,
Nash?
so
How many
I
players do you think are left?
we're in the money for sure. I think there's like 70 left or something.
Oh, okay. So that's no ICM concerns, really.
No, not really at all. So I think that in this spot, I think the tendency for players in general is going to be to call too tight,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to too wide compared to Nash when I shove here. So I think that we could go a little bit wider than Nash,
Yeah, okay.
um, or stick with Nash. I don't want to. I don't think we should be really tighter than Nash since there is no ICM.
Yeah.
Um, and I have actually already ran this spot, and it makes like 200 chips. If you run Nash, if you
Uh,
assume everyone's calling Nash, it makes 200 chips. So
yeah, I figured it was the bottom.
yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm okay with taking
What's
the.
up, babe?
Are you doing a session?
I am.
You have an alarm going on.
Oh, timer, I was trying to sleep.
Is that Doug?
Maybe. Or it might be my girlfriend.
I just want to know because you said I could leave. So,
It's my side bitch.
an hour?
Huh?
You done in an hour?
I don't know. Things like this kind of just flow.
Alright, just let me know.
Depends how into where I am right now. That's gonna make the video cut.
It has to.
Even if I did edit, I wouldn't edit that out. Anyways, 9/7 suited. I guess we don't jam, and we just jam this basically. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, you think it's a jam if it makes 200 chips?
I think it might make a little bit more since they're a bit tighter. But
Yeah.
but if it just made 200, I think we could pass.
Okay.
Because your bust probability is pretty damn high, I would guess.
Yeah.
What do you think your bust probability is here? I think it's like in the 20-ish percentile or maybe 30-ish.
Yeah. I was gonna say 30, but
Yeah, because they're all calling like 7 apiece or something.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
cool.
Some of them are. I think some of them are supposed to call like 9%,
Yeah.
10%.
The guy to your left's probably supposed to be like 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Big antes. We can assume this is final table.
Oh, this is I remember this. This is my bust out, spoiler alert, from the $11. So I think this is like final two tables. Or
Yeah.
maybe final three, actually. Or no, it's not my bust out, it's just seal, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have sample on anyone, which is pretty lame.
Yeah. I haven't played that much on Merge yet,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you just can't tell much from 100 hand samples.
this looks like maybe a BB defense spot. I don't know. Oh, this guy just shoves. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think I just call here.
Mm-hmm.
This guy can't re-raise, so
Pretty standard.
and
Bluff.
then
Call.
I just do the worst option.
Damn. Fucking would've won.
So bad.
Yeah. Fortunately, I can't teach you that one. But I knew you'd win.
So this looks like the same tournament as the King Six suited from a couple of hands back.
This seems bad, sir. I feel like
Yeah.
we looked at this hand and I was
Yeah,
like,
I think we did see this hand.
I think you might have convinced me that it was closer somehow. I don't remember. But
It was this guy, I think.
oh yeah, because he was super nitty or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't really have a sample, so I don't know if that's true.
He like race folded to 8 big blind shove, some pretty good hand.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, I remember now.
Okay.
Ace 10, I think, or maybe ace 8.
Yeah, suited or something. Okay. This might be all the hands from that tournament, unfortunately.
Probably some of them are sure.
Yeah, skip any hands that have these guys at the table. Cause I won all over all of these.
Was this? Yeah, this is part of it. I think this is pretty similar to the 8-9 suited hand we just saw.
Yeah. It is pretty damn similar. Okay. I don't know how much it means, like, go back. So Mr.
Oh.
Quip is 7 of 8 in the big blind. Like, I wonder how much that correlates to him folding too much to this jam. Because I really don't know. That's his, like, VPIP, PFR? Like, 7 and 8?
No, 7 is his raise first in. 8 is his call 2-bet.
Where the fuck's VPIP? What the fuck is this thing?
I don't use it. I don't use VPIP. I just use raise first in.
What's wrong with you?
And then this red number is steal.
Why don't you fucking use VPIP? You're the only person I know who doesn't use VPIP.
I don't know. I used to, but I've just been using RFI instead.
What? So how can you tell, like, so if someone plays, like, 40/8 and just hardly ever raise first in, how would you know he was loose?
Call 2-bet.
You're lame, dude. So wrong.
And limp. I have a limp stat and a call 2-bet stat, so I feel like that gives me a pretty good picture of how passive they are free flop.
So disappointed. Just go ahead.
Don't hate on it.
You're so counterculture.
I know.
I won't even use VPIP PFR. It's too mainstream.
Okay, I can skip this hand, right?
Yeah. You just mark the dumbest hands.
I know. Yeah. This one I'm not really sure about what our range should be, I guess. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure this is a call. Yeah. Because he's got, 113 hands, he's 38% steal.
Yeah. I don't know how close you are to the money in all these hands, so it's pretty hard to figure out.
Yeah. No way to know.
The guy to your left, the screen name is great.
DTF Bob Saget. That is pretty good.
I mean, there's just like standard spots. I mean, I don't know how close you are to the money or how far away, so.
Yeah. We can move on.
You're the nut low at marking hands, so.
Um, 29% steal, 21% raise first in, 50% for button. It's only two hands.
Do you know how to use Bayes' theorem?
Um, I mean, I know the basic concept of it, but I haven't really studied it in a while.
It's pretty cool for late position steal spots. Unfortunately, I'm an idiot and don't know how to use it correctly yet.
Yeah.
But let's say someone has opened, I don't know, 4 of 7 on the button. It will like give you the distribution of how likely he is to be opening 40%, how likely is it to be opening 50, 60, 70. So you get the amount of times he's opened the button, the average open percentage from the button, and it calculates the probability that he's opening all these different percentages, and it gives you the most likely like opening percentage.
And can you use it for any sample? Like you can use it for really small sample size?
Yep.
Huh. That's
Even
pretty
like
cool.
a 2-hand sample size, even a 1-hand sample size, probably.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I did I mean I did a little bit of work with it a while back when I did this webinar that Assassin Auto did, and he gave out some information on it with the webinar. So I kind of read a little bit about it back then, but I don't know the details of it either. How
Did he
to how
did
to
he
do that.
did he go deep into the maths, or was he just like, hey, you can use this and
He kind of just touched on it in the webinar, but then I think the material he gave out was pretty detailed afterwards.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be pretty interesting to work out because it's a very common spot that we just get a few hand sample on people, and it's very easy to get the population tendencies of how often someone opens on the button. Given, we have Poker Tracker, you just run an all players report,
Hmm.
average raise first in on the button. It's pretty damn simple.
Yep.
So you can accurately gauge what they're opening pretty damn well if we use it. But we'd have to learn Bayes' theorem, or Bayes' theorem. God, I don't know what it's called.
You're the worst.
I'm so dumb. Khan Academy has these videos on Bayes' theorem.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I think you would like it. Or, I mean, since you are a smart person, you could just make a program. You could just spit out the inputs and make a program that can calculate it for you, like a
Yeah,
spreadsheet.
that would be pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure that already exists,
It definitely does.
or you could find it on the Googles.
I don't think you could find it on the Googles.
You don't think so?
No, but you're smarter than me, so take your word for it.
I don't know. I'm probably just full of shit, but
I don't think I've heard anything about it. I think it'd be pretty cool though. Anyways, you should look into that. And I'd teach you if I knew it, but I'm stupid. So, I don't know. Versus 4X, I usually just fold because I play bad versus them. And that's the only real input I have.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to interpret them really. Like, if, especially, I think it depends a lot on what the villain's standard has been, which I don't remember in this spot what his standard has been. So if he's just like 2xing or like 2.2ing, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden he does this, then that's a lot different than if he's 3.5xing and 4xing a bunch before. But
If he opens with like 20% and calls off with 12, is this a good shove?
um, 20 and 12. I think so. I think it would profit.
Let's see. That would be interesting.
Okay. Um, so ICMIZER.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be tricky. I wonder if I can just copy and paste the hand.
Yes, you can. Hit options. Hit view hand details. Hit
This
that.
one?
The two to the right.
Oh, the one on all the way over?
Yeah. There we
Okay.
go. And paste. Yes.
Oh my god, it worked.
Alright, so put that the dude opens to 12.600.
Oops. And where do I put the range for that? Is that right here?
Upper, where it says 0.0, right next to his raise.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Error.
Restat. Restart the ICMIZER program.
All right.
Is that your screensaver? Gray? You don't have like a regular screensaver?
Gray? Yeah, it's just my background is just gray.
I remember you having a different background.
I was probably on my Mac before.
You just try and make things look as ugly as possible.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
I do. Wow. Love ugly things.
Man, get a fucking screensaver. What's wrong with you?
I don't need these distractions in my life. Like screensavers.
I guess you'd have to waste like 1 minute on it. Or perhaps you'd get like really into it. And then you'd waste like 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Should read Thinking Fast and Slow. It's a pretty interesting book on how our surrounding environment affects our behavior. So they did one study. You gotta say button opens.
Oh, whoops.
They
On the
did
wrong one.
they did a study where they just put a screensaver of money in the background, and it made people more greedy and selfish and like egotistical.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they just did a bunch of little things like that and affected people's behaviors.
That's interesting. I've read about half of it, I think. It's been a while since I stopped reading it, but I should definitely go back and finish it.
Everyone kind of loves it, but I don't think it's that great. I mean, it was definitely interesting though.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
And then
So yeah, imagine what a gray desktop screensaver does. It probably decreases your ROI by 20%.
and it also just rots my soul
It does.
as well.
This makes you really dull.
All this time, that's been my problem. My screensaver's just been ruining me.
This is why I do the life coaching. Look how fast I fix it.
So I think I just need to do calculate now, right?
No, no.
No?
You have fucking Big Blind calling you off with 30%.
Oh.
Jesus, Doug. Jesus.
I'm not used to this. I'm still used to holding resources. He's gonna call way less than that. He's gonna
I'm so
call
glad you didn't design ICMizer. It would just be the ugliest looking thing.
be completely unusable. I think 9%. Is that reasonable? Maybe not this. Maybe
Take
not
off
this.
sixes. Yeah, take off ace 10 suited.
Maybe not this.
Yeah, that's fine.
I keep doing that. Okay, that's all we need, right?
Fix his overcall range to like 4% or something. So this is like you button opens, you shove, big blind calls. What does button call with?
Gotcha.
It doesn't affect the calculation much, but whatever.
Yeah.
Might as well fix it. You were wrong, sir.
It loses.
Quite a
Okay.
lot too.
Yeah. What was the 3K? Yeah, so over big blind. Wow.
And is 12% a pretty accurate call range for him when you jam?
Well, I think he's opening a lot more than 20 though. Um,
Sure.
12% I think is
Seems pretty reasonable.
yeah, I mean maybe not like maybe he's folding like fours and ace seven suited and ace
Calling
nine on
king queen.
yeah.
Okay. Give him 25% opening. Let's see how quickly this turns from bad to good. Do you think it's going to be good at 25?
I do.
You do. You
Yep.
don't sound that confident.
I think it will. I'm not super confident, but
Yeah, I'm in the same ballpark. I think it's going to be like plus a few hundred chips now.
yeah,
Or
sounds right.
I'm going to say minus 179 chips.
I'm gonna say plus 13 chips. Oh, plus
Ooh,
160.
right. Look how much it changed. It went from, now it's 40%. Before it was 15%.
Wow, yeah, I think you're right. I think it was 15. That's huge.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
That's huge what?
Nothing.
I want to know what you said.
I said Hugh Jackman.
So, fuck. It really depends if he's opening. So, you don't need him to be opening much for you to rip this.
No, I don't.
The problem is people are pretty damn tight when they 4x and have really weird ranges.
It's true. This is true. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like when he just 4x's. If this is his first 4x, I think we should give him a much tighter range. But
So, what should we jam then? What if you gave him 22%? Should we jam like the 15% range, or should we jam between 15 and 40, or?
I think we should jam here. Let me adjust this back. Okay, I'm gonna give him this, and I'm actually even gonna take away like those. So I'm gonna give him that. Then I'm gonna change his calling range to be. That.
Okay.
14%. Yeah, so I think we should go around closer to the 15% range.
Yeah. So jam like ace 10, king queen, jack 10 suited, any pair. Seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And
Fold 8.
if we have any kind of sample and think we could be opening like 25-ish or something, it's going to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's just hard to like because the sample is one thing, but him 4xing kind of throws it off.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to get a sample on off and people 4x.
Yeah. For sure is.
Okay.
Sort of similar.
Break down the stats of that guy with 270 hands.
Tough donk.
Yeah.
14% raise first in, 19% steal. Seems like he's somewhat on the tight side, more on the tight side, not super active.
Just pull up your
So
pop-up, because your HUD stats suck. You have the worst
uh,
HUD stats in the history of the game.
it looks like it's super small sample, but it looks like he defends his big blind reasonably. Folds 6 out of 6 small blinds, so he probably
Yeah,
doesn't.
just ignore your HUD. Your HUD's garbage.
um, and okay, I want to look at his small blind stats because I noticed that he folded to all steals so far in the small blind. Um, Hold on, this isn't the pop up I want. There we go. Call 2 bet from the small blind, 15%.
Look at his 3-bet from the small blind.
0
0.
of 24, which is, I think, pretty significant. So he flats sometimes, folds a lot, and hasn't 3-bet. So he's just really passive and he's like really tight passive in the small blind.
Mm-hmm.
Big blind, he tends to 3-bet a decent amount from the big blind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so interesting. He probably flats a decent amount too. Let me go back to call 2-bet from the big blind, 18%. So interesting. So like half of the times he continues almost are 3-bets from the big blind and half are flats.
Yeah.
Interesting. So he 3-bets seemingly a lot from the big blind and just folds a lot from the small blind and flats sometimes, probably flats a bit too much and doesn't 3-bet enough from the small blind. Go back to the other pop-up here. C-bet's 80%. Hasn't C-bet turn yet. It's kind of too small of a sample, but I think maybe if we get more hands, we might be able to kind of start to see that this guy might C-bet a bit too much and be a little unbalanced with his C-bets and then not double barrel often enough.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like that's a trend that's starting to come up, but I don't think the sample is enough.
Yeah, so it's interesting because C-bet turn is like the population tendency for C-betting turns, like 50%.
Mm.
And so it's basically like he's had 4 chances at a coin flip and it just came up tails instead of heads every single time. And
Yeah.
like probability of that's pretty low. Probability of getting tails 4 times in a row is 0.5 to the 4th power, right? Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5. So it's only like
Oh, okay. Yeah.
there's only a 6% chance of that happening.
Hmm.
So the odds that he C bets turn 50% plus is really damn low. It's like 6%.
Hmm. Yeah. That's how the base thing works, right?
Yeah, that's how a stupid person does space. But yeah, that's how it works. Like the probability of it happening is you just multiply the probabilities, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and the check raise is like less significant. So like the so he check raises 0 16 times, right? But the average check raise, like population tendency for flop, is around 8% or something.
Hmm. Yeah.
So the probability of that happening is the probability of him not check raising 0 out of 16 times is the inverse of 8%. So it's 0.92 to the 16th power, whatever that is. Do you have a calculator? You want to do 0.92 to the 16th power?
Yeah. Hold on. I have one here somewhere. Yep.
I don't even know how to do. I don't even know how to use a calculator. Right. That's how. I'm gonna be done being self-deprecating, but I don't know how to use a calculator.
It's been a while for me, so it might take me a minute. Uh,
I usually do
I,
like 0.92, 0.92, 0.92.
I think I think actually the easiest thing to do is just type it into Google and it'll just calculate it for you.
Oh yeah, it's like that up arrow, isn't it?
Yeah. It's loading. It's loading. It's 0.26.
So
That's fun. That's cool.
20,
I just
26% then. Yeah. So the
so and what is that statistic
so
again?
there's a 26% chance that he's opening 8% or higher, basically. But the odds are like he's opening less than 8%. Because like population tendency of check raising is 8%, and this shows you the probability of him actually being an 8% opener and just running bad. You know,
Hmm.
like the odds of just being an 8% check raiser but just keep getting dealt the bottom 92% is 26%. If that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, it's even though you have a sample of 0 to 16, the check raise spot is way less significant than the c-bet spot.
Yeah, for sure.
There was
Yep.
only a 6% chance of him being him playing whatever the population does, right?
So the reason it's less significant is because it's just so much less of an outlier from what the average would be.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yep. Uh, are we done with this guy's stats?
Yeah, sure.
All
Uh,
right. So
um,
go to his call to bet stats.
Tough donks.
Yep. Look at his call to bet on the button and cutoff.
450. Oh, 0 and 4.
Yeah. 14 hand sample on the cutoff and 26 hand sample on the button.
Huh. He seems just to be really tight pre-flop.
Yep. Yeah, just really tight, really good guy to steal on when you're hijack or hijack -1.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It isn't that statistically significant because the population tendency for calling cutoff and buttons around 7 or 8.
Yep.
But it's still pretty damn good. The big blind stat is pretty damn significant because I think the population tendency is like 40-ish or something, and he's supposed to be around 50-ish, so it's pretty far off from optimal.
What is that? What stat is that for?
Call two bet in the big.
Oh, in the big. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty confident, and about his cutoff and button tendencies,
Yeah.
and definitely, I'd actually be most confident that he doesn't see bet turn enough. But
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
I wouldn't say like, oh, for sure, for sure he's c betting only 25% on the turn. I would just be pretty confident it's less than 50 or less than whatever optimal is.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Cool. Question about this spot. Do you think that how much better do you think this spot is to shove than the previous spot with Ace 8 when the guy 4x?
I think they're both pretty close, and calling so much better here, which makes
Yeah.
it tricky.
Yeah.
Like, I think A7's probably a better shove here, but calling is just way better option too.
Yeah,
So
for
like
sure.
the EV of both lines go up.
Yeah.
So probably just call.
Okay.
Also, like
Oh shit, I gotta plug in my laptop.
yeah. Fuck, it's cold.
Okay.
So like the Bayes theorem stuff, there's some chance that I butchered some of the conclusions, but the idea is definitely sound. Like you definitely multiply, the probability of the thing happening and compare it to population tendency, but
Hmm.
I don't know if it leads to that exact conclusion.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah. But anyways, go ahead.
Disclaimer for the listeners.
For you too. But you already know, like, whatever I say is bullshit. So.
Yeah, I know that. I'm aware.
Alright.
So I flop coach check. I lead turn and this guy raises.
I love when they make lines that just make no sense.
It's awesome.
It's just so
Um,
tough. I have no idea.
Yeah, God.
I don't know. It's like, you could call, but if he's crazy enough to bluff this turn on a card where he reps nothing, he's probably going to jam the river too.
Yeah. If I call it's about 9K more in the pot, 37K on the turn. So I almost think that shoving is better if we're gonna call. I think maybe we should just shove. But well, actually, I don't know about that. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really rep much, but I don't know. I guess he could easily just have an ace king or ace ace or 9-9 or something. Pocket threes.
Yeah.
Ace 3. I think you should just fold. Like, that's a lot of combos of hands. Oh, you're the worst.
Yep. I don't click the fold button.
And you
No.
fold river too, probably. Which is like the worst combination of lines possible.
Check call river,
Oh.
sir.
At least you're consistent.
He does have the ace 9.
Yeah.
Of course he does. Of course he has the ace 9.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad call on the turn.
Yeah.
Actually.
You think so? Yeah.
I think so, so.
Yep. Should just be folding. Okay.
Should just quit poker.
I should. I don't know what this is.
I assume you jam, or want to jam.
Probably, yeah.
Doesn't seem like a good jam.
Yeah. Seems bad.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
should-
I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about this one or just skip
You,
it.
you could just run it yourself if you feel like it. I don't think it's a jam.
Yeah, I don't think we need to discuss it too much, but I agree.
I had to refrain myself from like doing a really lame joke. I was gonna say it was Smuckers.
So you don't think it's a jam?
Yeah, it's a bad jam.
Oh.
Smuckers.
That's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got some potential, I think.
Yeah, you just have to like word it right. But I would have butchered it.
Just next time, just say, "Oh man, that's Smuckers."
No one will get it. Alright, go ahead.
So I just limp here.
We need a word for good jam though. Like there has to be some like place that makes local jam. that
Yeah,
you can use.
there isn't really like Smuckers. Everyone knows, but like there isn't. I don't think there's really a jam that everyone knows as like the good jam. You know?
Yeah.
There is no like good jam.
Yeah, because if it was well known, it would be mainstream and it would suck probably.
Yeah, that's the paradox of the jam.
Alright.
Okay, so I check this gentleman decides to bet half pot. I have middle pair and a gut shot. You just check pre when it limped around to him.
Yeah.
I think you could have it.
How many combos of value do you think he represents? By value, I mean any hand that's better than yours. That he would bet.
Like 7s, 8x, 6, 7, 6x's, I guess. Better 6x's. I don't think he really represents too many overpairs. I think he would probably raise those fairly often.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what's interesting here is that there's basically 12 combos of 8s, right? Unless it's like 2 pair. And he has every single 8 in his range. So
Mhm.
it's like 12 times 10. So there's like 120 possible combos of 8x
Mhm.
1 pair hands you could bet. Just
Mhm.
8x. And then there's 16 combos of 5-7. And then there's 8-6, which has 9 combos. And then there's 8-4, which has 9 combos. And 6-4, which has 9
Yeah.
combos.
Yep.
And then there's 6-7. And then there's A6. So the amount of potential combos you can have is pretty damn close to 200 or so,
Mhm.
which is really hard to do. The amount of potential bluffing hands he has is like 1,000, but I don't think he'd bluff that often here.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't know, if you said he'd bluff like every 7 with a backdoor flush draw and every 5 with a backdoor flush draw, I'm trying to think how many combos that would be. So that's like 60 combos or something. Probably less, actually. It's probably like 50 combos or something.
Mhm.
And you have a 5, so there's even less, I guess.
Yeah, we block it.
So yeah, I mean, his value range is super, super wide. And the hands he could potentially bluff with is relatively narrow. So, but you are getting 3-1, but you are out of position, so
Mhm. Yeah.
it's a pretty damn close spot. Like, I bet your equity is pretty damn close to 30-ish% or something.
Mhm. Yep. That sounds right.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Bullshitting. Anyways, counting combos is pretty interesting, and it's really. Big blind spots are really interesting when they have this 50 to 100% range, because it's very hard to count combos.
Yeah.
Unless you do little tricks like I do and are super awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, and I think it's something that I don't think about enough in game in spots like this. I don't really think about the just the massive amount of value combos Dylan can have here,
Yeah.
uh, and I do think that it's just a pretty fundamental concept that he just won't be bluffing that much into. Was there three of us or four of
3 of
us?
us, yeah. And the best you could
Yeah,
have is a backdoor with backdoor flush draw plus gutter. I guess
yeah,
he could have 9-7 and 10-9 as well.
yeah, sure, yeah, which still have really good equity versus us.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a very difficult spot for you to win. I don't mind folding.
Yeah,
I
I
fold
think
a. I think I fold A6 though.
fold
Depending.
what
I think I'd fold A6 because
A6. Yeah,
yeah, because I don't think there's that big of a difference. Like, I think 6-5 has more equity because I don't think he bets worse sixes all that often.
yeah,
Like, if
I
7-6 through King 6 isn't much of his range, then there's no difference between A6 and 6-5.
I don't know if I think it's interesting. I don't know if A6 or 6-5 would have more equity, because with 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 6-5, we you kind of mentioned that we block some of his semi bluffs.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, he just has less combos of bluffs when we have 6-5. Um,
He does have less combos of bluffs. I guess the problem is, and then you have more equity with this straight draw to like the second nuts, so or third
yeah,
nuts, so
yeah,
it's pretty tricky. Also, we could have like 10-7 of with the backdoor flush draw too, I guess, and like 9-5 backdoor flush draw. So
yeah,
so maybe he has a few more bluffs than I thought.
yeah. I guess maybe, but still, I still think that the value combos outweigh it a lot.
Yeah, it does for sure. Yeah, sure.
All right. Do you want to keep going, or you want to just go to next hand?
We go to next hand. Find some guy you have a lot of hands on. How about this guy? 215 hands. That's a small sample, but let's see if we can do something.
Wildcat. Okay. 8% RFI, 18%
Fuck your HUD. Your HUD
steel,
sucks.
100%
Fuck. Go away from your
OVV.
HUD. I don't like your HUD.
How do you not like it? It's beautiful.
That's terrible. You even have like fold blind to steel, which includes small blind and big blind together, which is just terrible.
What? No, I don't have that.
Yeah, you do.
Where?
In your stats, it's 100% because it includes like small
No,
blind and
that's
big.
no, that's big blind only.
Is it?
And then the one above it is small blind only.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Go to the pop up. Let's see if that matches. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
I know I'm right.
I apologize. Apologies to your HUD.
Okay. Uh, it forgives you. Wow. 8% RFI overall is very tight.
5% in EP.
Yeah, 5% EP, 50% cut. Interesting 50% cut off over four hands, 0% button
Look
over
at the
five.
5% EP because it's like the standard's like 13% over
Yeah.
like a 42 hand sample. It's going to be a pretty damn big deal. Like
Yeah.
the Aussies opening 14% or higher is just pretty damn low, I'd say.
Yeah, so when this player opens EP, we should be mindful of that and give him a much tighter range.
Yeah,
So that's
you can also look at like MP stats, like his MP stats race first and support your EP theory. Like if he opens an EP, you're trying to figure out how wide he opens. Like you could use the MP stats to support that as well because logically, like imagine he was 5% EP over that sample, then 20 MP, 30 cutoff, 50 button, and 50 small blind compared to like what it is now. It's a huge difference.
yeah. Yeah.
So you can use all the stats together. Like even the fact that he's 0.5 on the button, adds value to the EP read. If that's a bad wording, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he's very unlikely to open wide in EP. He's probably like 10% or something. You'd be pretty confident he's like 10% or lower.
Yep. For sure. Let's see what else we want to look at here. 3-bet.
Check out his button stats. Like it says 0.5, which doesn't seem significant, but the population tendency is like 40 something percent.
Yeah.
So he's very, very likely to be. He's very likely to be playing under 40%.
Yeah, for sure.
The odds of 5 coin flips in a row, I believe, is 3.25% or something. It's like 33 to 1. It's basically.
So that's basically you're saying that he has a 3% chance of having a 40% RFI there.
50 or higher, yeah.
Oh, 50 or 50, yeah.
That might not be perfectly accurate, but something like that.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Trying to go to the other pop-up. Yeah. 35% call on the big blind, so probably not defending as much as he should be or could be. 13% call, 2-bet overall. I don't understand. Oh, EP. Okay, never mind. He's never called a 2-bet on the button in 13 hands.
It's really weird because he really loves the call from EP and MP.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, so
Seems like he 3-bets a lot from the button.
how significant do you think the MP stats are? His MP call 2-bet.
Very significant.
Why?
I think that the tendency of the population is to call much less than those numbers.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's 5 or 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8. I was a little high, but yeah. So it looks like this player is flatting way more than the tendency of the population, and then he should be.
Yeah,
Just
like
has a wide flatting range.
Okay. So yeah, how would we exploit this fellow?
Um, we could. We need to respect his opens, especially from EP, and
Yep.
maybe fold more often when we were in position on him
Mm-hmm.
because of his to exploit his tight opening range. Um, when he calls a two bet, we can three bet squeeze more.
Mm-hmm.
Like when someone opens and he flats, we can squeeze more often.
And just
Um,
give him range him better.
yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Um,
Probably flat wider too.
yeah. Yeah, we could. Yep. And then I think that we can steal from his big blind more
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Yeah. Problem is he's not directly on your left, which would be nice because his fold to steal is 505,
Yeah.
which is pretty hard to do when you're supposed to defend like 50.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Let's just find one more hand to do that on someone.
Okay.
You got 200 hands on Button. Not the button, but Button is God.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I saw that he hasn't folded his big blind to a steal in three hands. He's always defended.
Mm-hmm.
16% overall raise first in. Again, well, EP is really tight, but MP cutoff
Yeah.
it's a different picture. And then button is zero, but it's only one hand.
Yeah, this is a good
Somehow.
example where it's like pretty similar EP stats, but his MP and cutoff kind of make the argument less. The fuck's the word I'm looking for? Less viable. Is that a good word?
Yeah,
Less significant. I don't know.
yeah,
Less
sure.
accurate or less confidence.
Less confidence. I think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so we could be less confident because like it's just weird to be that tight in EP but that loose in MP.
But it's still like pretty significant.
Yes.
41 hands in EP. I think we could say that probably is tighter than average from EP.
For show.
Um, and then late position, he probably is opening close to what the field is doing based on his MP cutoff and button stats. Button,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of just ignoring because it's one sample. But looks like his R5 ramps up. Like it's the curve of how often he opens is good. Like it
Mm-hmm.
seems like he's positionally aware. Um,
True that.
let's see. Look at the other pop up here. Um,
Pretty damn collie from lots of positions.
yeah, interesting.
He's just way too flatty, which your stupid HUD doesn't show us, does it? Or does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
20%.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
I keep trying to find excuses to like shit on your HUD, but I
Yeah.
keep failing. So what's the difference between call two bet and cold call two bet?
Cold call is it means he's not in the hand at all yet. So like, I think that
He
if like if
limps. Oh, like he limp calls a lot, basically.
or if you're in the big blind, I think that it might not consider that cold.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, see if you look at cold call two bet and you look over at small and big blind, there's no stats for that.
Mhm.
Because if you're in the blinds, it considers it's not cold anymore, which
Yeah.
I think is dumb. But
Yeah. Still counts as cold to me.
yeah,
Okay. So yeah. Um. What would we do versus this fellow? This feller.
um, three bet rejam on him wider or wide-ish from the blinds when he opens button and cutoff. Go back to this other one. Probably open bigger bigger sizing when stealing on his big blind, and also maybe have a bit of a tighter range because it looks like he may be defending big blind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Respect his EP opens again, like the previous guy.
Yeah, but not as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's really it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
His C-bet flop and turn also look more reasonable than most of the other players we've looked at.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. You want to do one more guy, or you want to call it a such?
We can do one more if you want.
Sure.
This is the same table.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone has these, like, positional leaks, basically. Only way to really find out is either being really good at observing people or using the HUD.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good enough sample for anything. You would
One,
try.
150. Yeah. Uh, wow.
0.31.
EP is 0 of 30. So, wow, it looks like a lot of these guys are super tight in EP, which is probably like not the worst.
Look at his 3-bet from all positions. He never 3-bets AP, MP, cutoff, or big blind.
Oh wow, they're all small blind.
I'm going to say his cutoff and button flats, cold call 2-bet, is going to be over 10. And his call 2-bet small blind is going to be super low. Nope.
Yep. He likes to play out of the small blind. It seems like.
I don't know anything then.
See, I don't understand why his fold big blind to steal is 100%.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's down here.
Alright, sorry, go ahead.
It's interesting. I thought it was interesting that his fold big blind to steal was 100%, but his call 2-bet out of the big blind is 54% over 13 hands.
Yeah, like base theorem could tell you like what that means, but it's like just way too hard of a calculation for me.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that all of his defends were versus earlier position opens. Is
Yeah.
what this means. But he folded every time someone stole on him, which is only three hands. So maybe that's
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like he loves the flat and 3-bet the small.
yeah,
But just hates 3-betting all other positions.
which is interesting.
Yeah, so you could do a lot versus this dude. Like, when he 3-bets, you can open more, obviously, versus him when he's any position but the small blind. When he flats, you can, I guess perhaps you have to put in bigger hands into his range as well, but also potentially weaker hands too. You can, I don't know what else. I mean, I'd assume that he sucks from these stats. Like, these aren't like stats of good players, really.
Yeah,
Raise first in with 0 in EP. I mean, you just fold so much that his EP opens. Or you can, if you're deep enough, you can just flat, like, pretty wide and set mine and play really well post-flop when you know his range is so tight.
yep,
So, lots of shit you can do versus him.
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, even 150 hands can do stuff. Look at his flop stats really quick.
50%. Oh, it's 2 hands. No turn sample. Folds 1/3 of the time.
His check raise is pretty high for 11 hand sample. It's like pretty far away from the norm, the standard.
Oh, 3 of 11. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, if you want to do one more, I'll do one more. If you want to call it a sesh, I'll call it a sesh.
I should probably call it. This is fun. I like doing the villain profiling stuff. It's cool, but I I have some work I have to do. So.
Okay, so yeah, if you get more hands-on people, we can have that for next session. Next time you play, try it out, or try it out yourself and study or practice, or talk to Mark, because he has hella hands on everybody, so that would be pretty cool. And yeah, call it a sesh.
All right, cool.
Peace.
All right, see ya. Have a good one.